November happens to be Stomach Cancer Awareness Month, and while it might not be as common as other cancers, it still affects thousands of people every year, and behind every diagnosis is a person, a family, a fight, and an inspiring story. And here to help us understand the risk factors and possible prevention options, we have Dr. Scott Itano with Kaiser Permanente Northgate Medical Center. Hi there, Scott.
Hello again.
Oh my gosh, this is such an important conversation. Tell me a little bit about what stomach cancer is and does.
So stomach cancer, also known as gastric cancer, is a cancer of the lining of the cells of your stomach. And your stomach is an organ that lives on the left upper side of your belly and primarily digests food. The challenge with stomach cancer is that early on, it often does not have symptoms. So by the time you do have symptoms, it's usually spread to the rest of your body. And that's why it's so critical to know your symptoms and risk factors for stomach cancer so you can reach out to your doctor when the time is right.
And look, you help people every day, but you're also a person with a family, and you have a personal connection here. Will you share that with us?
Absolutely. I do have a personal connection as my mom passed away from stomach cancer last year. So I have two takeaways for people that I really want to share. First off, November, Stomach Cancer Awareness Month. I really just want people to know the symptoms and risk factors so that your family doesn't have to go through what my family went through. Secondly, it's really a story about prevention. My mom had been getting preventive screenings every 3 years due to her high-risk family history. Due to COVID, that got delayed by 2 years. So by the time we found her cancer, it already spread to the rest of her body and it was too late. So it's really just critical to show how important it is to stay up to date and on time with your preventive screenings that your doctor recommends, so we can catch stuff in serious conditions like cancer before it's spread and becomes too serious.
Yeah, those screenings just so amazingly important. We got to make time for that. Now, you talked a little bit about your mom knowing she had some risk factors. So who is at higher risk? How do we know about this?
That's a great question. Stomach cancer globally is the 5th most common cancer in the world. So across the globe, we see higher concentrations in East Asia, Eastern Europe, and South and Central America. Within the U.S., though, that changes to East Asian populations, African Americans, and the Hispanic community. So your risk factors, there's about 5 to 6 big ones to think about. One is an H. pylori infection, which is a bacterial infection of your stomach. Then we think of those high-risk ethnic groups, so East Asians, African Americans, Hispanics. Then we go to family history, so first-degree family members, so if your parents or your siblings have stomach cancer, that's considered high risk. And then the lifestyle factors, so obesity, smoking, or eating smoked or cured meats.
Okay, that's very interesting. And we do see, I mean, a lot of people very commonly eat that way. I do myself, so it's important to get checked. So tell me a little bit about anything that we can do if we want to be particularly careful, maybe prevent this?
So preventive strategies, there's 2 big buckets. First is dietary, so making sure you eat lots of fresh fruits and veggies and stay away from those smoked and cured meats.
Okay.
Secondly, it's all about living your best healthy life. So making sure you stay exercising, maintaining a healthy weight, and then avoiding smoking. And those are the best preventive strategies to avoid things like stomach cancer or other cancers in general.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like it's so important to say, like, if you are at risk, the best thing to do is to get regular checkups. What do you say to your doctor if you think you might be in this risk group?
So when you think you're in this risk group, you really just also want to think about symptoms. So stomach cancer is a cancer of the GI tract. So if you have any symptoms that are persistent, like nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, bloating, unintentional weight loss that lasts at least 4 weeks, or you have severe symptoms, definitely tell them that. Share with them your high-risk factors, your family history, and then if we're concerned, we might send you to a GI doctor, and then they might do an endoscopy, putting a camera down your throat so they can look inside your stomach and see if there's any concern for stomach cancer.
Absolutely, and I know that sometimes, I see it all the time, people get nervous or scared and maybe don't want to say anything, but what really we want to emphasize that early detection is paramount here.
Absolutely. So prevention, early detection, that's really critical. So that's why it's really important to know your risk factors, your symptoms, communicate with your doctor. November and Thanksgiving is also Family History Month, so really just asking your family members, what are the risk factors, what are the medical conditions that run in my family, so you can share with that doctor, and we'll create a plan for you and stay on top of your health.
Look, a talking point during the holidays. Sometimes we need that, and it's beneficial for all of us. Scott, thank you so much for joining me today. This was a really great conversation. And thank you for sharing your family's story as well. Appreciate that. Hey, everybody, thanks so much for joining us today. Go out there and make it a great day.